Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Games Rain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What are Let's Build videos and what they're all about? Well, Let's Build video, I take a model kit and I'll show you how to put it together. Now, if there's any areas of concern on the sprue, as in things are numbered differently from the instructions to the sprue, I'll let you guys know. If there's anything like chains or pipes or anything you have to be very careful with, I'll let you guys know. If you're taking bits off the sprue, but there's a bit that has to stay on that bit you're taking off, but it looks like it doesn't, again, I'll give you guys a heads up and let you know. If there's any mistakes that I do, or any mistakes that are on the sprue that, you know, it's difficult to do, I can show you a way of fixing it. Anyone that suffers with dyslexia or just struggles with instructions in general, this is a visual aid to help you guys out. If you're interested in models for a new army, or an existing army, but you're not sure how difficult they're going to be to build, again, this is a visual aid to help you out. So for all my regulars here, guys, I would love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so as you've seen by the thumbnail, I'm building Aeldari Guardians. Now this is their sprue. Absolutely, there's two sprues and they're absolutely insane. Now, before we go through the sprue, go through tools needed as always. Mold line scraper. Now you can use a hobby knife or some sort of surgical blade. If you're using a sharp tool, just be careful because it is sharp. Let anyone in the house know you're using a blade so nobody scares you by accident and, you know, you're going to cut yourself, or make sure your cats are not jumping around the place. Obviously, if you have kids, make sure they're not around when you're doing it. Clippers, most useful part of our kit. Now I do have sanding sponge. This is always very handy, especially on, I built a unit of these off camera already, as you would have known from Weekly Wednesday, but this is very, very helpful on this model, in these models. Now sanding sponge is sponge with sandpaper either side, so you can literally fold it if you need to and get into bits you need to get into. You can get sanding sponge or sanding block. Sanding block is the same, but it's not as flexible. Now this is a plastic kit, so plastic glue. I do have super glue at hand, but I'm not going to need it. I'm really not, because I've glued a unit of these guys all together already. So for everyone that's new, what we do now is we have a look at the sprue and we go through and we ascertain what's what to make it a little bit easier. And the reason this is the main reason when we do this. Look at this sprue. It's absolutely insane. So we break it down and it just, you know, it just eliminates all the extra things and everything else. Because some models come with optional parts. So you could have a choice of like 7 heads or different weapon options or stuff like that. Now this box in particular, this sprue is actually from the Combat Patrol box. Okay. But I've looked at the instructions and I've looked at the, you know, it's the same as what I've already done. So I know, you know, what it is correct. Now I say that numbers on this sprue versus numbers in that instruction booklet from the Combat Patrol box might be different numbers. There might be mistakes there, but looking at this and looking at that, I know because I've already done one. So let's have a quick look at this. And these are fiddly, by the way, because they're humanoid, so they are fiddly. Obviously we've got body, leg, body, leg, body, you know, very simple, straightforward. We've got these heads with the plumes on them, which are absolutely fantastic. And then we've got these heads, which are just blank. Okay. There's body part. There's another body part. Okay, so you can see that. No, sorry, not those ones. No, yeah, there's body parts, back body parts, because they go with the body parts, so they clip on there. Okay, now this is the champion one, because it has the one dorsal fin missing, but we'll go through that in a bit later on. There's some more heads, but these are without helmets. Sprue is so huge I can't even get it on camera properly. These are all without helmets, but they're absolutely, I'm not a big fan of painting flesh, but Aeldari flesh is just Now these are different. These are all the weapons. You have shrunken catapults, which the Guardians come armed with. These are fusion guns, I think they're called. I think there's 4 of them in here, and I think so. A unit of storm gunners can have up to 4 of them. I think. I'm new to the Aeldari rules and everything else. I haven't actually looked on the app, but what they can, you know, if there's more than 2 can have them. But there's 2 there, and I think there's another 2 there. And the Storm Guardians come equipped with shrunken pistols and some sort of power weapon, whether it be a chainsaw type thing, yeah, or whether it be a sword, which is on this other sprue, okay. And obviously the shrunken catapults are two-handed guns, so well, they're not actually two-handed guns, but there's another hand to hold them. Now, that's that sprue. This is the other sprue, because it comes with a grav platform as well. And the grav platform can have a heavy weapon. Now, the one I built already has a star laser. Is it star laser? This one, I think it is. I'm sure my one has this one. It was like one shot, but it does a super amount of damage. And there's another body here, and there's all the weapons and stuff like that. Okay. Now, the Storm Guardians, they have the option of having this bad boy. Okay, on their grav tank, on their grav platform. Now, what this does is give them a 5+ invulnerable save. So instead of having a weapon, they can have a 5+ invulnerable save. So before I start going into bits and pieces, what I've done with the other guys, I'm going to explain this to you, and you know it's a good idea. But if you don't want to do it that way, this it's up to you. But I thought it was a better idea. I've put my guys together. Some of them are armed with shrunken catapults. Some are armed with the shrunken pistol and the power weapon, power sword. Okay. The reason I've done that is because they're such fiddly with the shrunken catapults. Because let me see if I can get one up on camera to show you. That little gap there, that is where the hand goes into. Okay, that little piece there. And it's so difficult to do. It's not like gargoyles or termagants where you easily put together, or a space marine holding, or something like that. It's very, very difficult to do. So what I did, I made a couple of them with the, holding the shrunken catapults. Then I went through, and there's a few, if I can find one off the top of the bat. There's a few, like this one here. He's just holding it one-handed. Okay. So I did a few like that. There's a few of them on here like that, I think. So I did it like that as well. And then what I did with the rest of them, I gave them the shrunken pistol and the power weapon. And that was very straightforward to put together. Very, very straightforward. Now the sergeant, I gave him a plumed helmeted head. And the rest of the guys, I gave the plain heads to. Now, why did I do that? Apart from making it a bit easier for myself, that means I can run them as Storm Guardians or Aeldari Guardians. Now, obviously, if I'm running them as Aeldari Guardians, they're different rules to the Storm Guardians. But if I'm running them as Aeldari Guardians, then when they take casualties, I'll take the ones who have the shrunken pistols and the power weapons off first. So the only ones left are going to be the shrunken catapults. And obviously the sergeant. The other thing I haven't done yet, but I'm going to do, I'm going to take this bad boy, okay, and I'm going to glue it into a 25mm base, okay. So if I'm running my Storm Guardians, I can put this behind them. They're not going to, I'm never going to run them with the 5+ invulnerable save because the heavy weapon is much more beneficial. But I'll put this behind them so that I know they are Storm Guardians. Again, if they're Storm Guardians and they start taking casualties, I'll take the ones with the shrunken catapults off first. Okay. Now, for me, it's an easy way of building them because it's putting the arms on are very, very quick with the power weapon and the shrunken pistol. In terms of remembering them, what they are, they're all Guardians until I put this little bad boy behind them. Then I know they're Storm Guardians. Okay. I did it that way. If you're going to go into a tournament, you can't obviously do that because people go, oh no, hold on. Okay, you have to do them, and it is a pain in the backside. But and this is another plus to it. This is my second box of Guardians, second unit of Guardians. I'm probably getting another 2 eventually, so I have 4 units. So I will have enough of them armed with the shrunken catapults just to run a unit of, with shrunken catapults. If I was going into a tournament, which I don't have the time to do that. I mean, Mark was actually speaking about this the other day, and this, he wants to go and do that, but how can he just say to the missus, bye-bye, I'm gone for a few days because I'm going to a tournament. It doesn't work like that when you have kids and stuff. But I said, if the off chance I was going to go, and they were very strict on, WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get, then I would be having enough models to mess them around and switch them around to make it a proper unit. And because they're Guardians, I'm going to be painting them all the same colour anyway, so it's not going to be... But anyway, so I'm going to finish getting set up, and I'm going to run you through how to rebuild these guys. So the first thing we're going to need is, this is very, very interesting, 103, which is this piece here. We're going to do the weapons platform first because it's the simplest thing, gets it out of the way, then anything leaves on this sprue is one body and the weapons in. So 103, which is this lovely piece here, 101, which is this piece, and 102. I'm going to snip and clean them. I'll show you how they go together. Right, so this is very, very straightforward. This piece, let me drop in here. With the little pin at the bottom, the hole in the middle, there are the slots in there. Okay, you're going to have to glue it in. I'm going to glue it in, but there's the little slot you want to keep up because that's what it kind of goes into. Okay, you want to try and keep that as central as possible because it has a little shoulder that goes up. And then again, this one has that way around, that just sits in there like so. Okay, obviously when you put it together, you can have a join line there, so you want to seal that up. I'm going to glue those three pieces together and come back to the next piece. Right, so the next, without me knocking the camera, sorry, is 104, which is this piece here. Now what it looks like is like that. Okay, so I'm going to snip that off, bring it down and show you how that goes on. This is very straightforward. So this is the underneath side of it. Okay, this little pin needs some glue. What you do then is a hole in that. You just push that in. Okay, and then obviously that's the flat side, so you whack some glue on the flat side. Now one thing we're doing something like this for the base is go around the edge, okay, and then do just mad little bits in there. The reason why is when you push that down into the base, it's going to flap and push the glue out. It's going to help seal it onto where it's meant to be. So the next piece that we need is 105, which is this piece. Okay, I'm going to snip it, clean it, I'll show you how it goes on. Right, so if you do want to make this into a Storm Guardian unit with the serpent scale platform, okay, that's what it's called. Then you do up to this stage. You'll take this bad boy, okay, which is 117. There's a little rectangular strip underneath there that slots into the hole at the top here. Okay, it's that little rectangular slot. With this piece facing forward, you then take this bad boy, okay, and that glues on the front of it onto there. Now there's some little grooves in the side there, so when you see the other side there, you see these little teeth in there. Okay, and then it has 113, which is this dude here, and 112, which is, no, have they messed it up? I think they have. Oh dearie me. No, that's not, that's different. Oh, 112 is there. Okay, and these two will go on the side up here. Okay, and then there's 115, which is this bad boy, and 114, which is, where are you? Oh, that one there. Yeah, that goes on the other side. Now some of you say, how did it go? Don't knock the glue over. How's it going to go on? When you look at it, okay, you see there's like a nice little curved piece there. This is the same piece, but the other way around. So you see it's a flat piece with a little line in the middle. The line in the middle, I'd imagine, yeah. So once it's in that groove there, once it's in that groove there. Okay, so it looks like a wave serpent. I think the Falcon Grav tanks for them are called, with the little notes hanging off them. But I'm not going to do that. like I said, I'm going to glue this to a 25mm base. I might even put that piece onto it as well, just so it's nice and easier, just to give me the option to run them as that if I want to. So the piece we need for the heavy weapons platform is this bad boy. And this bad boy, you can see there's a little thing there with two teeth one side, two teeth the other side. You can see the same thing here. So that just slots in there like so. Okay. So I'm going to glue that into place and then come back to you for the next piece. Right, so now you've got the beautiful task of deciding what weapon you want to have. Okay, I'm going to always go with the Star Lance because that's just like basically like a las cannon. But the 110, which is this one here, okay, is that Star Cannon? I'm not sure, but it's, this one here, 110, and the 111, okay, go together. So there's, see that little, focusing, there's a little groove at the top there, like a little U-shaped groove that slots in the bottom there. Okay, again, there's the square for the slots into. Each one has a square. That's a scatter laser, I know that one. And I think that's the Aeldari missile launcher. It's like a giant Dark Reaper cannon, gun, and that's a shrunken cannon, I believe, which is just as tasty. But I'm always going to go for this. This is my go-to weapon. So I'm going to snip that off, clean it down, and I'm going to show you how it goes in. But they all go in the same way. So there's a little square, the little rectangular bit. They all go in the same way. But I'm going to clip it, clean it, show you how it goes on. So I put a little bit of glue. Let me drop in the model. And we'll start that again. So I've put a little bit of glue. You see it's shiny on the bottom there. And that just slots into there, like so. Just hold it there for a minute. But just like that. Is that done now? Now I'm looking at the guys. I've done 10 of these off camera, like I said. There's no need for me to show you how to make all 10 guys. The reason for that is because they are all the same. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make one, and then I'll run you through the numbers for like the two shrunken bits and everything else. But what I want to say is, if you are doing it the way I'm doing it, or making Storm Guardians, some of these arms, like this one here, is for his right hand side, yeah? Whereas this one here, this is right hand side, this is right hand side, right hand side, right hand side. I swear there was one for his left. As I say, just try and be careful because a few of them are for left, and a few of the shrunken pistols are for left as well instead of the right hand side, you know, the same as the others. Okay, so there's two shrunken pistols that are for the left hand side. Am I looking at this right? No, I'm not looking at this right. Ignore me. Ignore what I just said. I thought when I was putting them together myself, I thought I had a couple that was just, but anyway. Right, so when you're doing the bodies for them, the Guardians are exactly the same as the Storm Guardians. But the way I like this, first one we need is number 37 and number 38, which are next to each other. Okay, the next one is 39 and 40. There's 39, there's 40. So they are, you know, pretty much next to each other. 59 is 60. There's 59. There's 60. Okay, and then 61, 62, 52 and 53 is next. That's probably not even on this sprue. I'd say it's on the other sprue. No. I think that's the champion on that sprue, on the one with the guns on it. I think that's the champion. But it'll be on here anyway. From what I remember with the Guardian sprue, from doing it off camera, there isn't any mistakes. There's no mistakes in numbers or nothing like that. So I'm going to snip the first two pieces off, which are 37 and 38. I'm going to show you, clip them and clean them. I'll show you how these two go together. So at first I thought this was going to be a pain in the ass, but there's his leg, and there's a little, as you see, a little groove in there. Now the foot has the same little thing, and it just locks. If I can do it on camera, it just locks in there. It does just go in there. Okay, and that's him done. Yep. Well, that's his body done and leg done. So I'm going to glue that together and glue him to his base, and then come back to the next piece. Right, yeah, I just remember I haven't glued him to the base yet, because this is one of those builds where you got to glue him and leave that to dry. Glue the next one, leave it to dry, because you can't glue it to the base because there'll be too much pressure on the leg joint, and it'll make it come apart. The same way you're not really meant to be putting everything else onto him, because it will, you know, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but we're going to crack on anyway. So the next piece we need, we're going to make this guy the sergeant model. So the next part we need is number 3, which is this one here. Okay, so you'll see these are the normal back part of the model. They have 2 little dorsal fins. This one only has 1 with a little groove there, and number 5. So that little, see that little groove sticking out there, that goes in there with all these lovely little textures sticking out. So I'm going to snip those 2 pieces off, show you how they go on, and then glue that to the actual model itself. Right, so I'll drop a bit of glue in there. You take that little piece there, it just goes in there. See the difference in height. Okay, so then we'll leave that to dry for a minute or 2, and then I'll come back and show you the next, how that goes together. Right, so what we do then is the back of the legs, back of the body, we just drop a bit of glue along there, along that little bit there. This is very straightforward. They are very fiddly, like I said. So you have giant hands like myself, they're a bit difficult to do. And that just slots in. Check it on there. Of course, it's giving me problems. There we go. Nope. Okay, get in there. It goes on like that, but let me just go off camera, because the moment I go off camera, it's going to go in perfectly. Not even a minute off camera, and it's gone in perfectly. But now the legs gone all weird. This is another reason why you need to just leave it to dry, because these are pain in the backside. So that's that. Okay. Now the head goes in there, and you can use any head you want. Now I usually go with a plumed head for the sergeant, and then just give the other guys normal heads, or you can give an open top head for the sergeant, and the rest, you know, rest of the guys the normal basic head. Now this is going to be a pain in the ass, because I'm going to have to leave them to dry before I can carry on. But I don't, time-wise, I don't want to wait until tomorrow to come back and finish this one guy, you know, when tomorrow I can do something else. So I'm going to run you through, because it's very straightforward. There's his arm slot. Yeah, that little circle disc. There's the same on the other side. So I'm going to run you through the shrunken catapults. Now bear in mind, ones like this one here, is actually holding it one-handed. If you can use that and get away with it, then fantastic. So this one, and like say just normal arm, where are we? I'm pointing to the wrong thing. But like one of those and one of the normal arms, there's one pointing a finger, there's one looks like he's holding some sort of telescope, and there's one holding looks like a shrunken disc to reload the weapon with. So you can get away with as many of those as you can. It makes your life a little bit easier. Okay. Oh, have it for the sergeant. No, you don't need to have it for the sergeant, because the sergeant of the Guardian units armed the same as normal guys. Storm Guardians armed the same as normal guys, except for one. There's 3 or 4 fusion guns here, but I don't know if you can have 1 or 2 in you. I'm not sure, but anyway, there's the finger pointing. So you to have the shrunken catapults and do it the way that you both hands holding it, you need number 41 and 42, which is, where are we? There's 42. I don't think they made this part easy. And number 41. Yeah. Then you need number 44 and 45. Well, where's number 45? There's number 45. Okay. Right next to the first one. And number 44 is here. For some bizarre reason, there's 2 of them. Yeah, there's 2 of them for some bizarre reason. Oh, one of them is 43. You can have 43 with him as well. There's a little round disc that goes on top. It's 118, which is a tiny little thing. If you miss it, it doesn't matter. No one's going to, say anything. Next one is 55 and 54. 54 is the weapon itself, which is here. And 55 is there. Then 66 and 67. Right, there's 66. And there's 66. There's 2 of them. Okay. And 67 is these 2 here. Then we have 70 and 71. There's 70. And 71 is here. Then we have 82 and 83. So 82 are these 2 here, because they're both the same. And 83 is these 2 here. We have 90 and 88. Now 90 is the pointing finger. Yeah. And 88 is, looks like it's one him holding the gun. I think I've already shown you that one. There. Yeah, where he's got his hand around the gun. And then 100 and 99. Well, 100 are these 2. And then 99 are these 2. Okay. There's a very, it's easy to do, but these things are very, very, let me see if I can see that little pin sticking out the end. Okay. That's where it goes into. See the little hand there? And it's very difficult to get in. I think for me personally, with these giant paws, it's a bit too fiddly for me to do on camera. I was planning to do one on camera, but I forgot I need to wait for them to dry in order to carry on, because I'd have to glue him to the base, and when that's dried, then put the arms on. But they are a pain in the backside. But these are one of the things that when you're putting the arms in, you really want to have your roll line scraper close to hand, or your blade. So when you glue the arm into that little piece there, yeah, you can then use this just to keep propping it and moving it, just so as a plastic glue is taken and setting. Now the other option is for the Storm Guardians is the shrunken catapults, shrunken pistols, sorry, which is straightforward. So you see where the sprue connects to it, that just glues straight into the arm slot. And then the close combat weapon, yeah, there's the other one for the other side, for the right hand side, the wrong side, and there's another one there. So there's going to be 2 shrunkens for the other side. But anyway, then you put that on the other, slot. It only goes one way. So if you were trying to put that on his right hand side, this one, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't look, because his hand's the wrong way around, and it wouldn't join properly. It would be facing behind him. Okay. Now, like I said, I mixed the unit so then I can run them as either, like so. So it gives me different options, basically. So instead of me buying 4 boxes and having them as 4 Guardian units, and then another 4 boxes then with them Storm Guardians, all I would need to have is 4 boxes. Because you're not going to have more than 2 or 3 Guardian units in your Aeldari army, not with all the interesting things that you can purchase and have in your army. Let's give you an idea. Look, this is one of the shrunken, and it's a pain in the see the shininess of the glue. This has been glued and dried for ages now, but it's a pain in the ass. Okay, I'm showing you this for visual reference, because normally for everyone that's everyone that's new to the channel, I would go through every little bit and show you every little bit, but they are very fiddly. I mean, his leg stands are pretty good because they're just straight legs, but there are a few of them that are, here's my sergeant model, that are running, that I literally had to glue the legs together. Then 2 days, I think it's actually 2 days later, I went back to it and glued them to the base. But you can see the shrunken goes in pistol, and the weapon, he has a little plumed helmet, absolutely fantastic. Here's another one. Just absolutely, there's some amazing poses. But you even get like crazy like that. He's able to swing his sword. Yeah. And I actually gave him the shrunken shrunken catapult that he's holding. So he's got 2 weapon platforms. But even like this one, like he's holding the shrunken, and I put the sword in the other hand. Now, in terms of Guardian unit, they're only armed with a shrunken catapult, and they have a close combat weapon of some description. But the Storm Guardians have the shrunken pistol and a power sword, I think, or a power weapon. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4 armed with shrunken catapults. So there's not, 5, sorry, because I had the other guy that was in the boat for next week's painting video. So it's not, if you followed that model, you could legally go into a tournament and have 10 guys armed with shrunkens, because you'd have enough models that way. And I think there's only 2 of these guys who are actually with the 2 hands holding the shrunken. The rest of them are just one-handed holding the shrunken catapult. So it's a doable unit. It's just very fiddly, and it's one of those ones where you have to glue and leave to dry. So like when I glued the Void Dragon, for you it's just one video, but for me, I glued this bit together and that bit together, left it for an hour, came back, glued this bit and that bit together, left it for an hour, came back. And over the course, I think it was 2 or 3 days of just spending, I probably spent about 2 hours to build it, but just having to wait to glue to dry was a pain in the ass. And these guys are the same. They're not like Necron Warriors where you can glue different bits together and put them together and then onto the base. You just literally have to wait for them to dry. So I'm going to actually glue the rest of these guys off camera. There's no need for me to just go through. I've gone through the bits that I need to go through with you. So guys, if you found this video helpful, or if you have any more questions to do with this unit, chuck a comment below, and I respond to you and everything else. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you need to, it's the first time coming across this channel, hit the subscribe button, because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to share this video to more and more people. I'm glad 10 of them are done. I've got the other 10 done off camera, but the other 10 I'll probably take 2 or 3 days to do, just because they are fiddly. You have to glue bits together and wait for it to dry. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Any comments, like I said, chuck them below. Until next time, take it easy.